Hello there. Hi, everybody. Hello from me, Eleanor Grace, and I'm here in London in the United Kingdom. And we are going to be talking about clairvoyance, mediumship, and I'll be taking some of your calls as well. So don't forget to get in touch. You know, you've got all of the numbers there, and you can get some free readings, some free psychic guidance, and learn a little bit more, hopefully, about yourself and find out some of those answers to your big pressing questions. So off we go. Now, these are my cards here that I'm going to be using today in today's show. Here we have some of the examples of the tarot, and the tarot cards are known just really as playing cards all over the world, and they were introduced in the early 20th century, around about 1912, something like that, and they were originally drawn by Rider Waite. So they're the basis of the tarot cards. And what clairvoyants and mediums use those for really is to get a trigger for perhaps some clairvoyant images, some universal symbols that may come through. But personally, I use cards for timing because they can give quite a decent, accurate sense of when things are going to happen, when you are going to be experiencing some happy moments in your life, or when the weather's going to change. You know, is your life going to be better, worse? Is it going to rain? Is it going to snow? Or have we got that brilliant sunshine? There we are, a tarot forecast for you for the weather. What an unusual situation. And I will also use my crystal ball. Now, this one here is the quartz crystal. Just going to shine a light on it there so that you can see some of the facets here into the crystal ball. And you can notice in every quartz crystal that I will show you that you've got some inclusions and some imperfections that are in the center of the ball, if you can see it there. And these sort of imperfections just give some areas through the crystal ball that we can look at in your readings, and it gives me a picture, an image of what's happening in your life with you. And that's what I tend to use. It empowers the reading, heightens the intuitive senses, and gives you that sort of mysterious element as well of how a reading can be just perfect for you. Now, the quartz crystal is also used for cosmic orders, and we do that during our readings when we know what the information is, really, what's coming through for each individual. And then we can make a wish, and we can really allow you and the people who mean so much to you to be very, very satisfied, I think, with the reading. So we've got Lynn now, who is on the line. Hello there, Lynn. You're through to Eleanor Grace. Can you hear me? We've got some wonderful sound systems that are here. So Lynn, hello there. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Well, I've got my crystal ball here, and lots of people really enjoy readings from the crystal ball because it's so very different, and it's all about enhancing the look, you know, of a reading so that we can see what is ahead for you. So, Lynn, I'm looking into your crystal right now. There are some really powerful energies that are going to be really impacting you in your life, and you need to be prepared for this now. I can see a platform. There's a ridge here in the crystal. I'm just going to twizzle it round so that you can see that if you're watching. And this is a ridge which really allows you to almost sort of cut your life into two halves, and this is emotionally. I think that you have got emotional drives here, Lynn, towards family, family and children in particular.
Yeah. Can I explain something that recently happened?
Yeah, certainly.
That might.
Go for it.
Okay. I have two children, and my children are grown. My oldest son is 22, and my youngest son is 19. And recently, my ex-husband ex-husband, and her dad passed away. So yes, I've been
Okay.
very emotional with him, even though he was my ex-husband. I loved him a lot, and his death was something that he brought
Huge
on his
shock.
own. The guy was an alcoholic, and it was something that did not
Yeah.
have to be, but I loved him very much. He
Yeah.
loved his family. He loved his
Yeah.
kids, and my son told me that he loved me.
Yeah.
But all of
Yeah.
this has been very emotional for me, very tough for me. Um, the
Mm.
hardest
Yeah.
part of all of this was that it didn't have to be. And I am
Yeah.
very close to my kids. I am very close. My son this has been very hard for me. And my
Yeah.
sons, both of them, they've been very supportive.
This is what I'm seeing in your crystal ball here, Lynn. It's like your life is in two halves emotionally. And I could see your children in particular that you're very, very close to, but you've got this ridge going through your crystal. So even though your ex-husband, who you love dearly, has passed over, it's as though he is almost wishing now that you could leave that part of your life behind you and jump into a new life. And that's, in fact, what you're going to be offered. There is a definite decision to make for you. But I can just see, yeah, everything in your heart is with your family, your boys, and yet you have another life to live because your life is in two halves. And that means that very, very imminently, in the next few months, it could be weeks, days, but very soon, you will get a signal. You will get a signal from life, from the universe to say, okay, it's time now to gather yourself together, to give yourself the confidence that you need, and to charge forward because your boys need that from you. They need some leadership from you at the moment, for you to be able to say to them, look, it's okay to live your life to the full, it's okay to make decisions, and it's okay to be able to be free from the past. So there's a definite
Yeah,
time
as
here.
hard as
Uh,
as hard as his death was, it was my past. I mean,
yeah,
I, I loved the guy, and I would have done
yeah,
anything for him. And when he did die, it broke my heart. I just because it
yeah,
didn't have to be.
yeah.
I'm very close to both my sons. They're amazing. My oldest son is in the Marines, and my youngest son is a straight A college student.
Well, they're
And I
safe.
love them dearly.
Both of them are safe and they've got safe lives. I know that. That's what I'm being given. Um, do you know a Sam? Samuel Sam. That's a name. It might be Samantha, but Sam that I'm being given here. So who is that to you? Do you know that person yet?
Can you say that again?
Sam, S for sugar, A for apple, M for man. Sam, I just have that name. It's being repeated to me. What does that mean to you, Lynn? Who is that to you?
What does what mean to me?
The name. Who
My
who is it?
pardon me. What does
Who
what
it,
mean to me?
yeah, who is that in your life? Is that somebody that you know at the moment or not? Because I think that it's an important name. It's a message for you. It's a signal that this is somebody that I think is going to help you or is going to come into your life. And that's what I'm seeing here. That's what I'm being given from spirit as well. Your ex-husband and the father of your children who passed over, I feel as though he's sweeping the pathway clear. Now, your younger son, out of the two, the 19-year-old, is he at a point in his life where he's struggling a bit, where you are a little bit concerned about him, and maybe think that he's going along a similar pathway to your ex-husband? Is that something that concerns you? I've got him here, and he's a
Yes,
lovely.
but what is the word? I have faith in Daniel the way he's
Yeah,
handling this.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
Good,
yeah,
because he will
I know
overcome.
that. I know that. I know. I know. Out of I know that my ex-husband hurt him very dearly. His drinking hurt him. My older son is a little bit more tougher, and he didn't
Yeah,
hurt him as much as what he did Daniel.
yeah,
Me,
yeah,
yes, it did hurt me uh,
yeah, yeah.
deeply,
Well, there he
and
is.
that
There he is. And he does he have a woman in his life? This is the younger son, Daniel, because I got D very strongly. Does he have somebody next to him, a girlfriend or a partner next to him? Because this is a woman that's coming into your life that is going to be very important. She might be there already because I can see the two of them as a couple. Very important for you going forward into the future. Do you know who that is? Is she there
yes,
yet?
her name is Tina. She was with me when I discovered when my ex-husband passed away. I called my
Yeah,
friend Tina,
yeah,
and they went by. She called her husband. They went by and checked on him. And because my
yeah.
oldest son is very far away, that they helped me deal with Brent's death. They helped me contact with them. She's
Yeah,
been an
yeah,
amazing friend. She also understands that about my ex-husband's drinking that
yeah,
I lost
yeah,
because of that. And she
yeah.
had even told me, she said, "Hey,
She's there.
he did some work for him, and they had to let him go."
Oh,
But she
wow,
has
wow.
been amazing. Hey, can I ask a question?
Sure. Yeah, go on.
That I have been struggling job wise. I've been
Okay.
taking a beating on that. Am I going to get back on my feet job wise? Am I going to be able to
Mm.
keep a
You've got
stable
this
full time job?
You've got an offer coming. You've taken this card now. I've just drawn this from the deck. This is all about riding high with success. This is your card here for you. It shows you elevated on a horse. I mean, it's just a symbolic situation. But I think that you have got to give yourself a big sort of boost of confidence. It's like an injection of confidence is needed because you can really do amazing things. But sometimes you just can't, you just drop really and think, oh my goodness me, I'm just not ready for this particular role or this job. And I think that now that you have got yourself settled, because you have, and you know what you want to do, you know that you want a life. This goes back to your crystal ball. You've got a life in two halves, and really your past is showing that first half of your life. Now it's time to galvanize yourself into action. Get yourself some skill sets that you're really proud of. You've already got the skills. You've just got to tell people about what you can do and then dive in and make the applications. You've got an offer here that is going to come to you that gives you a lift up. It's stepping you up to the next realm and allowing you to go forward to succeed. And this is the beginning of the next half of your life, right now, right here. And your boys need that.
That's
They
it.
need to see that
Yeah,
leadership
that is
from
how I
you.
feel. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like his death was his death was a relief and for me, almost energizing
yeah,
because what is the word? The guy could be very mean. He
yeah,
wasn't very
yeah.
nice, but in spite of that, I was still there for him. And
Yeah, and I think
now,
it's sort of repaying the favor now because all of the pathway that's in front of you is being swept clean. So I think you're being protected. I want you to remember the initial S for sugar, the name of Sam, because I think that's a very important connection for you. A new friendship is about to blossom, a new relationship that I think is going to be very significant will happen. Second half
right?
of your life now.
What is
Take
the word?
control of it.
Like,
Take
honey,
control of it.
I'm not interested in any relationships other than friends or with my kids. I don't
No,
want to date or anything like that. I'm done with that.
yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
have the energy. My
Well,
heart's
if
not going to let me do this.
if you don't want it, that's fine, but the opportunity is there for you to grab it if you want it. Because of course it's your free will, as we all have. But I
But
can see in your
I have a
crystal,
question. That
second half of your
when my
life.
kids growing up, I have
Yeah,
had a hard time letting go or what is
yeah.
the word that this has recently happened? How
Well,
what do I
you've got
do with
these.
that?
Yeah, you've got these two halves now. You're about to launch yourself. New job is going to come in for you, and a new attitude, a new perspective is about to dawn. So I'm going to wish you all the luck in the world, Lynn. I don't think you need very much. You're turning a corner. Your crystal ball is really popular. And I'm going to move on now to our next caller who is here. Thank you for calling in, Lynn, but I'm going to welcome Marissa. Hello there, Marissa. You on the line? It's Eleanor Grace here from London in the United Kingdom.
Hello, hi, how are you? My name is Marissa. I'm from Vallejo, California. By
Hello,
San
hello.
Francisco.
Okay, okay. Hello there and welcome, welcome. I'm going to look into your crystal in a moment and just take some of your cards. So let me have a look and see what I can see around you here, Marissa. I'm just going to take
Okay.
one card first of all. I've got this really being very powerful and important, very colourful picture that I have around you here, Marissa. And I think that you're about to take on a challenge. So it's a rewarding year for you, but you need to open up your heart to new prospects as well, because the challenge that is going to be set for you is one of great improvement for you, but also it's quite hard. It's quite hard for you to do this. So be prepared to really sort of get stuck in, dive into new beginnings. That's what is here. You've got the greenery all around. I can see this lovely uplifting energy that's around you, a lightness of heart, a lightness of spirit. And I feel that sort of you've got angels that are here and archangels too. It's like all this lightness of spirit is around you. You must be quite psychic yourself here, Marissa, because I feel that you will be intuitive, that you're receptive as well to
Yes.
subconscious messages, perhaps in your dreams. Do you dream a lot? Is that something that you're aware of?
Um,
If you've got those colourful messages
no,
coming through? You don't? Oh,
not.
I'm
I don't
really
dream a lot. I
surprised.
don't sleep that well, but when I do sleep, it's kind of like I'm like knocked out. But I know that
Okay.
I'm just coming into like my understanding that I'm maybe a little different than other people
Yeah,
around me, but
yeah,
I, I
yeah,
I hold a lot of the feelings, the empath. I
yeah,
guess. My
yeah.
daughter's the same way, but we're constantly having like stomach issues or like the
Okay.
anxiety and stuff because I don't know how to kind of like
Yeah,
differentiate the two.
I
So
think emotions are raw with you and perhaps your daughter as well. Sometimes dreaming actually helps, and I would say that if you're, really deep sleeper, then that's a good thing because otherwise you would be, sort of very much awake, sort of 24/7, because that's what can happen when you're being opened up, and I think that that's what's happening to you now, because this is what I'm getting sort of lots of angelic feelings, lightness of spirit as well, that I feel is around you, and that you want to just understand perhaps a little bit more of what is happening here. So, I've got the new beginnings that are showing here in your cards. You've got two of those. Do you have a son as well as a daughter here, Marissa?
yes, I have two sons.
Ah, there they are then. There's your two boys. I was going to go on to say who's the boy next to the boy, but you've answered that question because there's your two boys, which is lovely, and also your daughter. The next card that I've got here. Now, your daughter is your inner strength. I think, think she's very much that sort of dynamic light, really, that allows you to shine as well as her. It's unusual to have that because mother daughter relationships can be tense sometimes, but this is one that really
I was
works
gonna,
on lots of
yeah,
levels.
I, I was gonna say we haven't really got to that one yet. We're still at that. I'm 17 and I can talk to you any kind of way, and I stand there like, like oh my god, these kids are different than when I was growing up. But
I know there
it's
can be
been
that tension, can't there? There can be that sort of, ooh, how am I going to deal with this? However, you're in a great position, I think, with your family, and I do see you charging now forward into your life and really allowing yourself some pleasure. Now, there is a hidden element in the very near future that is going to impact your life. So it's like a person that you don't know who is going to present themselves, and that's going to mean something different. A person that will uplift you, will enlighten you, will give you a lighter look on life. And this is a bit like a mentor. Remember that I've got lots of angelic sort of feelings around you. Those sources that are in the subconscious that I see all around you are like little
Yeah, I love
angels
them. I love
dancing
the
around.
angels.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that's relevant for you because it's very light, and that's who you are in a person. Your spiritual being is very light and elevated. So you will be able to see other people very well. You'll be a good judge of character. You'll be able to understand other people's emotions very easily. You'll be able to detect who is false and who isn't. Those are the sensitive elements that you have. So it's a bit like,
Yeah,
when you're really feeling something, hairs will go up on your arms and the back of your neck, and
yeah,
you'll be there. In the moment, you can empathize immediately, and you can transcend across many levels. So there's emotional levels and spiritual ones. You've done all the emotional ones, you've got your children, you've been in this life quite a while now, and now it's time to go up a level. And that's what's
yeah,
happening to you right now. And that's why you're seeking out information and perhaps some confirmation as well that you're on the right pathway and that you are making a great deal of headway for yourself. And that's powerful, really powerful for you. And here, you've got the end of a battle. This is what I'm seeing here in this card. End of a battle, end of a period of time that you have felt that you've had to fight, and, not really get very far. However, this is also a period of time where you're looking now at rewards. There's a great deal of rewards that are coming to you. Do you have a man by your side, a partner here by your side? Can I
um,
ask you that?
so, I mean, he's still by my side, but I kind of I've been slowly trying to remove him from there, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
really hard. It's been really
yeah.
hard to get him to understand that it's
When
not
I
going to be
first
working
heard,
out
I
anymore.
know, I know. When I first heard your voice, I thought, no, Marissa hasn't got anybody there because there's a gap, there's a space, there's just an empty piece of
Yeah,
air,
I'm just
nothing
over it.
there.
I'm over it. I would.
and then I could see this shape and this outline and thinking, no, but I have got this person there. So what does he mean? Okay, well, let's just have a look at what's happening next. You've got to negotiate. This is very interesting. This is the devil. The devil's always in the detail. And it's really quite a positive card because it means that passion and energy and fire and perhaps being a bit underhand, knowing what your plan is, having an agenda, well, that's okay. You can have an agenda, and the devil will bring in that detail, the negotiation, the advocacy that you need to display. So you really do need to stand up for yourself now and be brave. Now, can you be brave? I don't know whether you can, not just for a few months. Let's have a look at this next year. You're going to need a bit of help. There's a magician that's coming in to help you. This is a symbolic character, right? It's not a real person necessarily, although it can be.
Right.
And in your instance here, Marissa, you need to ask for help, lots and lots of it. So before you go to sleep at night, just that 5 minutes before you're just nodding off, you need to really be saying, well, help. Just shout it out in your mind's eye. Don't make a noise, don't make a sound, but just scream help from your angels, because blessings are going to be given and there's change in the air, and you have rewards coming now. You've given a lot, an awful lot. I can see that because the pathway behind you is sort of littered here with lots and lots of empty bags, things that have all been used up. Well, it's your turn now, and it's time as well for you to be able to say, all right, done my bit, been there, got the T-shirt, written the book, all the rest of it. Now I want to have my time. I want to have my life. I want to have my personal happiness. So duty has got to be looked at differently. Now, I said to you from the magician that you're going to get some help. So here is the magician card right there. That's the person or the energy that's being brought in to help you. Here is the solution to that. And this is another woman who is a person that you will talk to, that is going to mentor you, is going to give you signposts and signals to help you just sort of break free now of the pathway that has already been allocated to you. And you are now, Marissa, really taking your rightful place, and you are allowed now to really sort of look very positively at the future. So, Marissa, what I want to say to you, we may have lost you, but if you can watch this back, everybody does. Lots of people like to watch the show back again and put that on rewind. Marissa, it's your turn. You've got all of these senses coming in that are going to help you, and that's your own empathy, your own psychic senses. But I feel that you will part from your partner, but you're going to be given some help to do that. There's an intervening effect, so there will be a woman that comes in that either guides you in another direction, being a friend, or is in fact in between you and this partner of yours. But there's a new beginning for you and a new way forward as well. So I'm going to wish you all the luck in the world with that, Marissa. And don't forget, both my callers here this evening have got crystal ball and cards from me, Eleanor Grace. And if you want a reading with me, then you can go to my website, gracedestiny.com. Find me on Facebook, Eleanor Grace Psychic Evening. Just put Eleanor Grace in and you will find me. And you can book a reading online, have one with me. You can do a Skype call, and guess what? You can also pay in dollars. We've got that facility now. So do get in touch. And thank you for joining me on the show. We will see you next week. And bye-bye from now.